up alongside me, Pamela Cookie, 2 times at Commonwealth Games, bronze medalist herself and 114 caps for England. Welcome, Pamela. This is the starting lineup that Wesley Gomes has gone with.
He hasn't done, and it's strong. He's gone with Sammy Wallace at goal shooter, alongside partner Khalifa McCullen at goal attack. They've played with each other for many, many years. Trinidad and Tobago under 16, under 21s, and now this senior team. Simone Goal had a great game last at wing attack. Alongside her, Guerrero at centre. You've got Jacqueline defence, Green at goal defence, and Daystar Swift at goalkeeper. She's rangy, she's got a good presence, and she takes ball easily. And then we've got Uganda, the star that is Peace Koskovia at goal shooter. She is a shooting machine under that post. And alongside Oyela, we've seen her at centre. She got sent off in that game against England, but at goal attack, she is lethal. Her shooting stats are in the high 90s, 95%. So she is a great partnership for Koskovia. Nanyonga at wing attack, she's small, she's nippy, she's sharp, and she can feed those 2 shooters. Namfuku at goal defence is another one to watch for me. She can ride a goal attack. She makes them work, she's hard on it, but she also comes out with those intercepts.
So there's the side that head coach Vincent Kiwanuka has gone with. It's going to be an interesting match, this. Trinidad and Tobago, world ranked number 10. Uganda, the She Cranes, world ranked number 6. They've slotted up 1 place in the latest INF World Rankings that were released just before the start of this World Cup. In terms of their record so far here in Liverpool, well, on Friday, Trinidad and Tobago lost 76-45 to South Africa. They lost on Saturday 68-43 to Jamaica. They never won a quarter in that match against Jamaica or South Africa, and then yesterday they got their first win against Fiji, 67-56. So 67-56 against Fiji. And Uganda, they've won 2 matches against Samoa and Scotland, and a loss to England, as Pamela Cookie mentioned, when Oyela was sent off, which is a very rare occurrence in the Netball World Cup. So we've got the lineups. They've never met at the Netball World Cup. A nice handshake. A Group G match on the court following the back of England's 56-48 win against Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago against Uganda. So the first centre pass, Joshua Bowring, Joan Yanni Giuliani taking charge of this match here between these 2 sides, the Calypso Girls and the She Cranes. You talked us through the lineups, Pamela. How are we looking for this one to play out, and the reasons why?
I think this is going to be a really tight game. Uganda finishing second in the group behind England. Trinidad and Tobago finishing 3rd, but bearing in mind they had South Africa and Jamaica in their group. They're both averaging about 51 goals a game, so this is going to be really tight. You've got Africa versus Caribbean. Which style will play out, we're about to see.
Well, a first shot for Uganda from Peace Koskovia was a miss, which is rare in any shape or form, let alone in a World Cup. But she's getting herself back into the position now, just outside the D, in that goal shooter position. So passes it in to her shooting teammate, Stella Oyela. And we are up and running with Uganda in the first goal of the match.
Goal defense.
Great start there from Uganda. Yes, it was a miss under the post, but they were so quick on that defensive pressure to be able to turn that ball over.
Advantage obstruction, wing attack. Going Uganda, wing area.
Overcooking that one, just getting the angles wrong into Sammy Wallace on that backing up. But fabulous intercept there.
Obstruction, advantage goal.
Guerrero just, we've seen that now from both teams, how they've set up. When the turnovers happen, they don't just sag off and go back man on man. They step up, block that centre third in order that they can then get those intercepts.
Contact!
So Uganda on the charge. The goal defence of Trinidad and Tobago. Green will stand by. Another shooting opportunity. Peace Koskovia. There we go. First one on the board for the Ugandan star. He's played previously, of course, on the UK Super League side of Loughborough Lightning before going down to the Australian Suncorp Super League with Sunshine Coast Lightning. She likes Lightning.
Advantage obstruction, wing defense.
She did. She took Northern Lightning down to the Southern Hemisphere. And she's loving life as well. So 2 goals apiece, Trinidad and Tobago. When they won that match against Fiji 67-56 yesterday, they won all 3 quarters apart from the last. So they can start well, and that's the rhythm that they're going to try and get into against this Ugandan side.
Yes, and that's what they'll be a little bit disappointed with in terms of their consistency across all 4 quarters. As you said, they start really well, but then they slip off in that second half. But then Trinidad and Tobago have also fall foul to that as well. They're known for starting really strongly, and then as the game progresses, their last quarters haven't been great. Lovely, Sammy Wallace, how she took goalkeeper out of the circle to create that space for herself underneath the post.
Plays for the New South Wales Swifts, down under. The equal 7th tallest player in this Netball World Cup, stands at 1.93 meters tall, nearing 50 caps now, is Sammy Wallace for Trinidad and Tobago. Another one rolls in, and it's a tight start from both of these sides, which is what you expect if you look at the world rankings and the passage they've had so far, Pamela, in this Netball World Cup. That is a mighty long hold there.
That was, she was frittering on the edge of 3 seconds, wasn't she?
Stretching down the fence, outside, yep, taken.
Some would say passed, but Peace Praskovia gets herself into a position and starts the normal service that we expect. The Ugandan head coach, Vincent Kiwanuka, coming into this World Cup, said he's targeting a top 5 finish, which was ambitious, but the rise of Uganda, Pamela, over the last few years from where they were, the world rankings are getting higher and higher.
They are, and I'm happy he's gone for that. It's shame to see some of these countries come and say, oh, I want to get 10th or I want to get 6th. Come here ready to play and wanting to do well. Until your final whistle has gone, you have every opportunity.
Another one pops in for Praskovia. They played here before Uganda, and I literally mean at the arena here in Liverpool at the north of England last November. They ran England close on a couple of occasions in a 3-match international series. Rising all the time, the She-Cranes. And leading the way at the moment, though, is the Trinidad and Tobago side by 2 goals.
Yes, they are, and they're shooting really well, both on 100%. Sammy Wallace 5 from 5, Khalifa McCullen 1 from 1.
And Fuka in the goal defence position, passing across mid-court. Achan in that centre position. One of the smallest in the Netball World Cup. I mentioned one of the tallest, so it's only fair I mentioned that Achan stands at 1.59 meters tall. He's in the centre position at the moment for Uganda.
Oh, look at that tussle of feet. Everyone jostling for position and their feet just getting tangled there.
Offside centre.
Oh, nice reactions from the centre Guerrero of Trinidad and Tobago. Keeps it in play, still has the nous, as we say, and the common sense to get it into a shooter, to get one converted. The red hair of Mary Cholhock on the Ugandan bench. Another shooting star that's developing rapidly in international netball.
Yeah, and she's headed out into Loughborough Lightning to try and develop herself there. It's a shame for Uganda, they've got 2 amazing goal shooters, so unless you bring Peace Praskovia out to goal attack, you can't get them both on the court at the same time.
Vincent Kiwanuka did exactly that, Pam. That's all you're thinking against Samoa when they won on Saturday, 69-48. Praskovia was 16 from 18 in that match. Cholhock was 34 from 39. There was much international excitement at the fact that Cholhock and Praskovia were on the court at the same time. It was great to see.
Indeed, indeed it was.
Under 10 minutes remaining then in this first quarter. Trinidad and Tobago, as we're saying, started strong. They speak about their flair in World Netball, the Caribbean side. Not quite sure whether Praskovia was actually intended for that recipient, but such is her height and her talent, she took it.
Exactly, anything that comes in her area, she will just put those hands up and pull it in.
Now Rachel Nanyonga was ready, but she wasn't needed. Yeah, pretty much goal for goal here. Really has been set up beautifully, this M&S Bank Arena here in Liverpool. This 2-court setup will change overnight as we go forward through the World Cup to have 1 single court as the competition progresses. Nice take.
Obstruction goalkeeper.
And a goal from Sam Wallace, still at 100%, 8 from 8.
Yeah, she is lethal under that post, and she makes it look so effortless. And always got a smile on her face as she plays.
Contact. Centre. Yes.
Mei Chan back on her feet.
Large obstruction goalkeeper.
Good play there from Praskovia. I liked how Oyello took the front space,
Contact,
offered for the
goalkeeper.
front position, meaning the defender had to come on her, which opens up the back space for Praskovia.
Trinidad Tobago.
So the fans are in.
Contact goal defence, knee.
There's a lot of Ugandan fans and
Inside the
flags
goal defence.
making noise behind Peace Praskovia at the shooting end at the moment in this first quarter. But it's Trinidad and Tobago that still are holding on to that 1-goal advantage. Nice little bounce pass. And a good snatch in terms of getting it back to make it count from Khalifa McCollin.
Yeah, the first miss there
Large break.
for Sam Wallace, but straight up on that rebound to tap it down to her shooting partner.
The outside. Yep. With her.
Trinidad and Tobago qualified being undefeated at the Americas regional qualifiers in September in Barbados. The 6 debutants at this World Cup, so they've got a real mixture of youth and experience in their team. 6 players from the under-21 squad last year are making up Wesley Pepe Gomes' side here in Liverpool. And it's still just the 1 goal.
We knew it would be tight.
Yep. Similar, as you say, Pamela.
Goalkeeper. Distance short.
And I'm away at the goalkeeper
Inside the goal attack.
for Uganda. Making sure she's getting clarification. Yep, she has to stand by
Contact goal
McCollin.
defence, holding. Uganda.
Large obstruction
So,
goal
9
attack.
from 10 for Wallace. She shot at 93% in that loss against South Africa on Friday. Shot 28 from 30. Peace Praskovia takes. And the legend
Trinidad
that
Tobago.
is Peace Praskovia, you can't ever not say how big she is in Uganda. And I'm talking about in sport, a female sports person that's won awards, not just netball, the inspiration that she is throughout Uganda.
Indeed, as an athlete, as a person, she has just lifted herself and the sport of netball and women's sport in general, but not just in Uganda. She is an ambassador for INF, International Netball Federation, so she is there flying the flag for women and women's sport, and a great athlete on court as well.
Well, Africa have more nations than any other INF region here at this World Cup. And the ball's dropped down by the centre for Uganda, Jessica Achan. So now it's slightly stretched out to 2 with 5 minutes coming up left of this first quarter. You can see the shouts once again and encouragement from the Trinidad and Tobago bench. Interested to see, Pamela, whether we'll get a little look at Rhonda John Davis, who's made history at this World Cup.
Yeah, indeed, she's, how many stats has Capsule shown? 156, I think it is. And her 6th World Cup. And every single World Cup she's played a different position.
Obstruction goal defence.
When you think the World Cup's every 4 years and she's done 6, that's a 24-year span, making history when she took to the court in the early part of this Netball World Cup.
Good there from Uganda. Oh, see the little bump at the top of the circle. Both teams going at each other.
Advantage obstruction and offside.
Nice speed
centre.
and a fly through from Candice Guerrero, the centre for Trinidad and Tobago.
Uganda.
Large goal defence. Not behind.
Contact in attack.
So still 2 up. TTO over Uganda, 4 minutes remaining.
This whole time, just the central shoots come off.
In this Group G match, of course. 6 teams in each, the F and G groups. And the Group E competition going on for those teams that were bottom of the first 4 groups in the prelim 1 stages. So nice flashes up of confirmation of rules if you're new to us anywhere in the world in terms of netball.
Yeah, just explaining there a stoppage. A player can call for time to the umpire if there's an injury, or as we see there, her shoe had come off, and that's a safety thing that they need to stop the play so that shoe can be put back on.
That's interesting though, because in a game I was doing on court too early in this World Cup, Pamela, one of the players had to do both their laces up, and then play just kept going. They kept shooting past her.
Just went back.
They didn't stop.
You have to wait to the point the umpire can deem that play, she's not having an impact on play, and that's why it didn't stop at that moment. But then, as you saw in the game, they then stopped it after the goal had been scored.
She definitely wasn't when she was tying the shoelaces up. They were whooshing past her like salmon upstream. So some good clarification of the stats so far in this first quarter. The 2-goal advantage, a wonderful high shot here of the arena. The whips, the speed, the positions.
Contact, wing attack. Finding wing attack, stand still, out of play. Back there, wing attack, come up. Just there.
So Trinidad and Tobago trying to make it count.
Obstruction centre.
Khalifa McCollin in that goal attack position. You just saw her shuffling in, and she's exactly where she wanted to be. And she's still shooting well as well at 100% for her side.
Yeah, she plays goal attack really nicely. She's quick, she gets into the circle when she needs to. She's got a lovely split landing, and she's accurate, as we can see on the shot.
Uganda.
16-12, Trinidad turning the heat up a little bit here with now a 4-goal advantage with 2 minutes remaining. Uganda are going to want to put one in here, getting their play disrupted. Peace Prascovia hasn't done anything for a few minutes, but she has now. She pulls one back for Uganda. The lead is cut to 3.
And that's the difference we can see from the two sides. I mentioned it earlier, Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean style is more direct. It takes them less time to get this ball down the court into a goal. Uganda, African capability, they're not afraid to keep hold of the ball, they will play it around, but that means it's slower for them to score a goal.
So a take and a turn from McCollin. Another one of the most experienced members of the Trinidad and Tobago side. Started playing netball at the age of 6, Khalifa McCollin, making a debut in a local league.
Both her mum and dad play netball, so it's definitely in the genes.
Indeed. And she's 24 next week, so she's going to want a good performance here. McCollin, as her birthday approaches. Oh, talking of shoes, look.
Again. Need to do them a bit tighter before the game starts.
Single knot, double knot?
Always went a double knot.
Safe, right?
Yes, just to be on the safe side.
It's only the first quarter, of course, of 15 minutes, so Ayala not going to be accused of any form of stalling or tactics there that we sometimes see. Not in the first 14 minutes of this match, making herself safe so she can do the job that's been asked of her here in this goal attack position. Oh, look at that. See, she did a winning, shooting, proper knot that.
Look at you.
She hadn't tied it properly, that wouldn't have got in.
No, she is on form, and we've seen that throughout this competition when she's been in that goal attack position. She's so accurate. Her footwork called there on Khalifa McCollin.
Shot 27, Pam, out of 28 yesterday. You talk about being accurate against Scotland. All these move around of positions that she's been in, centre and shooting. She was absolutely superb yesterday in that win for the She Cranes. But we're coming up to the final 15 seconds. Is there time for Uganda to pull it back to 2? It's gone to the right shooter in terms of who normally nails it. And she doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, indeed. That was a great hold from Peace Prascovia for that ball to go. And good composure there not to play that centre pass. It means when we restart for the second quarter, it's Uganda's ball.
Smarts, netball smarts, that is. And what it means is that Trinidad and Tobago, after the first 15 minutes, leave Uganda by 17 goals to 15. So any talks that were had by Wesley Pepe Gomes and Vincent Kiwanuka, the head coach of Uganda, has been made swiftly and, well, with a lot of speed after the first quarter, because Trinidad are leading by 2 goals, but it really is end-to-end stuff between these two sides, as we predicted. so close in the world rankings. Trinidad and Tobago 10th, Uganda 6th. And once again, Stella Ayala in the goal attack position. 6 from 6, Pamela Cookie at 100%. We've mentioned her because she obviously caused a little bit of a ruckus being sent off in that match against England on the first day, but she really, when she was in the centre position, so she really seems to have found her groove here. And Vincent Kiwanuka, the head coach, he's actually kind of thought, yeah, you know what, this is where you need to go after she only missed one yesterday.
Yeah, indeed, and I felt a bit sorry for her. Well, she was persistently contacting in that game, so she should have been sent off, but I think her officials could have helped her out and moved her from centre early so she didn't get that second send-off and miss out the whole game. But now she's in goal attack. Wow, how good is she? We see now, as you across the screen, Cholok has come on at goal shooter. Peace Praskovia has gone to the bench. And Oyola makes a mistake as she passes that ball across the edge of the circle. Maybe, I think, that change disrupting her a little bit, not quite knowing where the space was.
Hope she didn't hear our big build-up of her in it after we built her up. But you're right, because of the change now in the goal shooter position. There's Cholok, the red hair of Mary Cholok now in that goal shooter position. Working therefore in the attack with Stella Oyella. Oyella puts another one in.
Yeah, 8 from 8. She has definitely got her eye in. Now Cholok is a little bit different to Praskovia. She doesn't move as much. She's got a lot more height. But as we see here coming out of the circle, she really needs to get back in there and be the target that she's so good at.
Yeah, it's very rare. There she is. Very rare that you have a tall player of her size. We talk about Cholok being 6'7", that is as agile as somebody like Peace Praskovia, which again is a reason why everybody raves Peace in many ways. You can put her in a goal attack position so she can come up to that attacking line as well. But Cholok at 2 meters and 1 tall, the second tallest player here in this Netball World Cup. And then the first substitution then is being made by Wesley Gomes in that wing defence position. So Anella Jack was the starting preference in that wing defence position, and a wing attack change as well. Velcro put on in the wing attack position. Rachel Nanyonga was on court, so she's now being replaced, and a couple of changes therefore made. We'll bring you confirmation of those changes when we see it.
Booth Meme, I think, is coming in at that wing attack position.
Contact Trinidad and Tobago centre third. Centre third.
So the noise being cranked up at the M&S Bank Arena because the Court 1 action behind us is starting.
Contact
South Africa, Scotland on court.
Contact goalkeeper.
Contact called. Oyella will get the ball and she'll get a free go at the 10-foot post.
Trinidad and Tobago.
And obliges, and there's your double court. Look, there you go on the right-hand side, the blue Scottish Thistles and the South Africa Proteas. South Africa in this competition so far, sharp, poised.
Yep, so as we see the changes, Baptista's come on at wing defence for Trinidad and Tobago. That was the only change in that break.
We're 19 goals apiece with 11.5 minutes remaining until half-time. Remember, it was Trinidad and Tobago that had a 2-goal lead after the first 15 minutes. Nice bounce pass in to the wing defence. Nanyonga for Uganda. Still remains 2 Nanyongas on court in those winged positions for Uganda. Mary Cholok. A little bit of a round of applause for a teammate there who goes now 10 from 10.
Good passage of play there. Simon Wallace just controlling that. Uganda have started to bring this back, 19 apiece. They lead this quarter 4-2. So Trinidad and Tobago really needed to up their game now.
Looking for space, being forced back into the centre third. Now the centre for Uganda, Acham feeding it in. Nice take, nice pivot. And even the defending of Swift there, the goal defence, who looked very, very close in terms of defending, couldn't put her off.
No, but she is not the tallest though, Ariola. So the Daystar Swift is, and so that reach did look like she was quite close. Wow, fabulous taste there from Sam Wallace. And so calm under the post on that shot. Sitting at 93%.
The Trinidad and Tobago bench looked on. 21 goals each. Bang on 10 minutes remaining until half-time. Throwing Uganda is not what you want to hear as a player after you whack the floor.
Indeed,
I didn't even win it.
She tried so hard to screen. But no, as soon as she got that tip, the ball bounced out of court.
Goalkeeper, disarm, obstruction.
I think she was hoping for a contact call.
Daystar Swift stands by, the goalkeeper for Trinidad and Tobago. And once again, Stella Ayala, 11 from 11 on 100%.
Barge, obstruction, we defense, barge, contact. Contact, goalkeeper.
Stella Ayala, the 29-year-old, arrived here with 27 caps for Uganda in her second
Uganda.
World Cup. And there's another experienced member of the Trinidad on this occasion and Tobago team. Some familiar faces through Super Leagues and obviously the New Zealand and Australia leagues being represented worldwide here at the Netball World Cup.
Yeah, and that's great to see how much these nations have developed, and it's opportunities like this, playing at World Cups, playing at Commonwealth Games, where coaches get to see these players. And Mary Cholhock there registering her first goal. She's playing in Loughborough Lightning. So it's come over based on how much they're improving.
Well, she has. Cholhock literally replaced Peace Praskovia. So one Uganda left the Super League. The other 9 Super League teams here in the UK went, yay! And then they said, but here's our new signing, 6'7" Mary Cholhock from Uganda. Oh, yeah, she's been improving every single game in the Super League. And for me, Pamela Cookie, I've seen her on a couple of games so far this Netball World Cup. She's playing the best that she's ever played, and she's still improving. Dangerous.
Wow, that is so dangerous. And I agree with you. I've seen her just developed from right when she's landed here in England and over this World Cup. She's getting more confident, she's getting stronger hands, she's holding her angles better, because that was one of the pointers where the Loughborough Lightning attackers couldn't quite find her to be able to feed her. But now she's learned how to position herself in that circle to get that ball.
So learning all the time. There's the Ugandan goal shooter. There she is on the righteous shot, hands up, ready, and takes it. Nice.
That was lovely. That's agility there. How tall is she? But yet she was able to take the ball, offload it around the edge of her circle, do the split landing, turn and shoot.
And that is the development that we're talking about through the UK Super League and internationally for Uganda. A Sudan refugee fled to Uganda after her father passed away due to civil war. Mary Cholhock is developing into a fine netball player.
Uganda!
And a mother as well.
I'm sure her young son will be fully aware of what mummy's doing. And there's your shooting stats at the moment then for Trinidad and Tobago. McCollin 100%, Wallace 94%, but with 24 goals apiece. It's going to be a close one. We knew, we've said it twice, but we'll say it again. We knew it would be.
We did indeed. And that's where it's showing that when they get the ball into that shooting circle, they are accurate and they can get the ball in. So it's down now to these attacking players centre court to bring this ball to them. Both goal attacks sitting on 100%.
The worst shooter, and I say it obviously very lightly, is Sam Wallace on 94%. There's only been 1 goal missed in this whole match so far.
That's just phenomenal stats. Such great accuracy for the shooters.
So 6 minutes 20 remaining. Uganda have the slight lead. Guerrero, the centre for Trinidad and Tobago. She'll pick up the ball because her teammate Khalifa McCollin will try and get herself in position in the shooting D. But a nice free space for Sam Wallace.
Yeah, really good feed in there from Akan at centre. And good positioning from McCullin and Sam Wallace. They split the defence. One went wide for the back of space. Khalifa McCullin came front, so she had to pick one to mark.
So neck and neck so far.
Contact, wing defence.
One of only 3 teams to win this Netball World Cup, Trinidad and Tobago. Looking now to put up some defence against the Ugandan shooting powerhouse at the moment. The 100% club being led by Stella Ayala. Why is she so good, Pamela Cookie? You're a 114 cap shooter for England. What is it that she does?
She's accurate under the post. She's not afraid to turn. She turns quickly, the defenders drop off her, and she's quick off the release. But also it's her positioning around. Also being able to play centre, she's got great court craft, and that helps her bring this ball down. You will see her be the playmaker for this Ugandan team. But she's fit, so even after doing all that work outside, she can still go to post, compose herself, and shoot that ball up.
Contact, Trinidad centre.
Contact called, under 5 minutes remaining. Nice double-footed,
Goalkeeper contact.
meaningful plant and land from Achan, the Ugandan centre, before she passes it off to Mary Cholok. And now Uganda creeping away just a little bit before the vital half-time talks. And that's a rare mistake there. That's a rare bit of mess that we've seen in this game so far.
Yeah, definitely agree with that, Kath. I don't know why she passed that one in. Cholok wasn't quite on the hold. Stella Oyella just not getting the same connection there. But I think Cholok coming on has been great against Daystar Swift in terms of how she's moved her. But Stella Oyella just needed to wait a second for Cholok to get her space and then feed that ball into the backspace.
So coming up to 4 minutes to go. Nice split. Get you closer to the post.
I love that. As close as you can. But she seems to be limping a little bit there, Sam Wallace.
Break, wing defence.
Her knee is strapped.
Oh, so lots of strapping around on this World Cup. Some heavy strapping on every game for England Roses Jo Hartman so far through the competition. Heavy strapping, as you say, on the goalkeeper, Namaweya for Uganda. And the umpire saying, basically, you're all over her.
Yes, definitely. Get your distance quickly, be composed, and don't give away those cheap obstructions and contacts.
Still 2 goals, Uganda lead, the world number 6. Saw a quick shot earlier of Wesley Pepe Gomes, the head coach of Trinidad and Tobago.
This is great defence from Trinidad and Tobago, and they get the turnover. That was amazing pressure there from Green at goal defence and Daystar Swift at goalkeeper, making it so difficult. Cholok had to go behind, and Yonga couldn't pull that ball in. And clinical down the court.
Clinical is the word to describe the shooting at the moment, in particular from Uganda. Both of their shooters at 100%. 19 shots put up, 19 netted. And it's a 1-goal advantage still.
Barge contact, goalkeeper.
Hard ball there. Good elevation from Sam Wallace.
Uganda. Barge break.
Daystar Swift, good timing. She ran hard on
Contact,
Cholok.
Uganda wing attack.
2 hands on the
Beside
ball.
her. Yep.
28 apiece, 2 minutes remaining.
Still tight.
Barge
Very
contact.
tight. I'm not quite sure who's going to go into half-time here on court 1 on this final day of action on court 1 of day 4 of the Vitality Netball World Cup. It's just so easy for Samantha Wallace, the goal shooter from Trinidad and Tobago, isn't it?
She is,
And she's just so floaty and nice, and everything's just smooth.
Smooth, calm, collected. She even got hit in the face as she took that ball, but then turned to post. Lovely high shot, swooshes through the post.
And all of a sudden, Trinidad and Tobago are now 2 goals up. Under 90 seconds remaining. 17-15 after the first 15 minutes. The Caribbean side had the lead. Cholok. Nice little bounce pass once again. She's liking that to Achan, the centre.
Yeah, and that's been key, I think, here. When she's come out the top and released the pressure for them, offload it to Achan, as you said, and that gives Oyella time to run round the edge and come in for that split landing.
Can't get better than that. The shooting stats of McCollin and Oyella. 45 seconds. Another one put in.
Uganda.
Have they got time, Uganda, to break down the defence of Trinidad and Tobago and pull it back to just 1 down?
Goal defence.
See the Trinidad and Tobago defenders, they're now doubling up on Cholok. but she was able to still get that over ball.
Trinidad and Tobago.
31-30. Guerrero in the centre. Come on. I've got time here. There you go. There's the ball with snow on it. But unfortunately, Wallace at this occasion couldn't catch and went down heavily and doesn't look good on that right knee.
At all, and that's really worrying. With 3 seconds to go on the clock, she jumped high, but that was too far. So
31-30, Trinidad and Tobago lead as we go into half-time here. We see if changes will be made. Potentially, one of the shooting stars could be in trouble here. But it's a 1-goal lead for Trinidad and Tobago. So the start of the third quarter then, Trinidad and Tobago leading Uganda by 1 goal. Myself and Pamela Cookie scanning the court in front of us for any changes that either Wesley Pepe Gomes or Vincent Kiwanuka, the Ugandan head coach, has made. Big jump in terms of the goal defence position from Shaquanda Green.
And great there from Oyella, starting where she finished off that last quarter, still on 100%, 17 from 17.
Yep, no changes in the shooting lineup, understandably, from the Ugandan side.
Throwing Trinidad and Tobago outside the circle.
But Wallace rolling round the body of the goalkeeper of Uganda. Numawea. Numea watches it go in.
Uganda.
And Trinidad and Tobago pop another one on the board.
We do see the change that Ajayo has come on at goal defence for Uganda, trying to bring something a little bit different.
Structure centre.
Well, that's it, talking about doing a little bit different. This is exactly what it looks like. Trinidad and Tobago and Gomes read the situation, because Peace Preskova, as we mentioned, was 9 from 10, but was just being read too easily, it seems. Been read like a book, so they took her off and tried to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, Daystar Swift is kind of getting on top of her. We see a lot of changes from Uganda. We'll bring that to you in a bit, but as you were saying in terms of Peace Preskova, Daystar Swift was positioning on the front of her, so making it really difficult for Peace to find her space, but she was accurate on the shot. Cholok comes on, offers something different. She offers the height where she can get the ball in front and in the back space.
Yep, so Daystar Swift now challenging and trying to stop Mary Cholok in that goal shooter position for Uganda. And changes, as Pamela Cookie was saying, throughout the Ugandan side. Maggio in the goal defence position. It's a yellow that's looking up, and she continues her rich vein of form, 17 from 17.
And it's level now. Trinidad and Tobago 33, Uganda 33 as well.
Contact goalkeeper.
So Uganda starting well, leading this third quarter 3-2 after being a goal down at half-time. So that's exactly what Vincent Kiwanuka would have wanted.
Uganda.
And we're just seeing the lead in this game just change over. Trinidad and Tobago taking the first quarter, Uganda taking the second quarter. Just both teams finding each other out and adapting their play.
Contact, goalkeeper.
Cholok, great take of the ball and a strong step to the post. She's so tall.
Trinidad and Tobago looking for space.
Contact Uganda centre.
Contact called against the Ugandan centre. Jessica Rechan. Nice little bounce pass outside the circle for Trinidad and Tobago. Nice bit of defensive pressure this from Uganda. Trinidad and Tobago looking to take the lead back, which they do. They've got their 1-goal advantage back in place.
Yeah, and it was nice patience that they showed there, just playing those short balls around the edge of the circle to open up their shooter.
Badge offside!
Cholok, like a magnet, getting herself near the post, letting her teammates sort out how to get it to her, and then giving them a wave because she's ready.
If she's free for that rebound or for the pass, yeah. And I like what she's doing, how she's coming out to open up that circle, releasing the pressure. She then lays it off, And then Oyela's able to come round on the second phase.
So Uganda looking to capitalise through the centre third of court one here. Patiently passing it around. Agio is coming back across to a wing defence. Nice take by Meme in the wing attack position. Nice patient build up this. They're going to want to be rewarded, Uganda, for this passage of play.
That's it.
Footwork.
Footwork called on Cholhok there. She did really well to get round the back of Daystar Smith. But she regrounded her landing foot after taking that off the court.
Nice vision. And into the wing attack of Trinidad and Tobago.
Great defensive pressure there, Uganda. Everyone becoming ball side, so they had themselves between the ball and a Trinidad and Tobago player.
So they started well in that win against Scotland yesterday, the 52-43 win. Uganda only lost one quarter, which was the third one, and they lost by 12 goals to 11. But at the moment in this third quarter, they're 1 goal up. So Joan Yani Milani of Singapore, making sure the players are fully aware, of course, that she's in charge, and there's changes being made. Trinidad and Tobago making changes in the wing defence position and the goal defence position as well. Expected, Pamela?
Yeah, Green coming off here. Uganda have taken the lead in this third. They're currently up 6-4. They're penetrating them a little bit better. Cholhok is getting the better in that circle in terms of those over balls. So I think definitely, yes, something needed to be changed.
Oh, it's just a little sense in the air here at the M&S Bank Arena at the start of this third quarter that Uganda are turning up the heat a little bit. And that obviously was sensed by the head coach Wesley Gomes as well, making a couple more changes. There's those fans I was talking about. I love the way they stand up, they point in their direct. No, you're doing it wrong. You need to do it over here.
Everybody wants to be a coach, don't they?
But when it pays off and their team score, I told you.
Yes. Oh, it's been great to see how much support all the teams have been getting in this competition. So many fans have made the journey and come down to support. They've been loud and they've been encouraging.
Uganda.
They have indeed, and none more so for Zimbabwe. Their international, no, then let me think now. Their Netball World Cup debut have got a load more fans. If you're neutral and you want a good game to watch, don't miss any of the Zimbabwe Gem games. They've been absolutely superb. But at the moment, it's Trinidad and Tobago and Uganda. Uganda with the 1 goal lead. Looking to pull it back now to 37 apiece.
Offside.
Joshua Bowring, the Australian umpire.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Shouting out the next centre pass, which is, of course, for Trinidad and Tobago. So, the centre position, Guerrero gets us underway. Nice. Little fake. Was she going to go for it? Khalifa McCollin? No, she's leaving it to her shooting teammate at the moment.
Yeah, Sam Wallace, even though she is looking uncomfortable with that knee on the shot, she's still so accurate. Only missed 2 shots the whole game.
And the 3 other shooters in the game are still on 100%.
Wow. Sam Wallace on 93%, Khalifa McCullin 100%.
Just keeping herself in.
Shooting down attack.
There's Simungal. Chantel Simungal, the wing attack for Trinidad and Tobago. So, both of these teams, semi-finals not an option. But IMF World Ranking
Contact goalkeeper.
points and positions
Just
are.
watch those ones, you're underneath. Contact goal defence.
Every win matters, doesn't it, Pamela Cookie? Whether it's a test series or any international match that carries weight in terms of world rankings, it matters, and it doesn't matter at what stage of the competition that is.
Indeed, it does, yeah. And we see the changes that happened from Trinidad and Tobago. Baptiste came on at wing defence. Jack sorry, Jacket wing
injured?
defense, Baptiste goal defense.
Ugandan centre.
And Guerrero coming off, and Vonda John Davis, sorry, is coming on. The stalwart for this Trinidad and Tobago team. Such experience she has under her belt.
So, Cholok's jogging off. There's a change on both sides. Peace Prascovia is back on in the goal shooter position. Vonda John Davis in a record-breaking 6th World Cup, the 40-year-old, the oldest in the competition, the most capped player at the World Cup. The history maker is on.
It's an intentional offside wing defence, so it's a caution.
A caution for the wing defence, Joan Nampongu. The Ugandan giving the strong words from umpire Bowring.
Yeah, but wasted there from Trinidad and Tobago. A short pass called. They needed to create some space for each other, open up that end.
Prascovia out of the shooting circle. Yeah, she's in the goal shooter position, but she's creating, she's making. Meme to her teammate. That was a nice little layoff.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And so,
see, it's good. It's just what she does.
it is, and offers, moves again, turns to the post, shoots. But what was probably good is she just had a little bit of time on the bench. She was able to look and see what was going on in front of her, and now she's re-entered the game with something different. Daystar Swift was getting on top of her in that first quarter, so now she's adapted. What can we see her do in this third? First miss there. Oyella.
Taking her to the third quarter and 10 minutes in to do it.
We'll let her off.
Yeah. But that's smart play though, isn't it, by Uganda, by head coach Vincent Kiwanuka. Potentially, like you say, Pamela Cookie, taking a player off that was being read well. Let's assess the situation. Now this is what you do, so now go back on.
Yes, indeed.
39 apiece, under 5 minutes remaining of this third quarter. It was 31-30 at half-time in Trinidad and Tobago's favour. But the She Cranes patiently trying to build up through the centre third. Agio, the goal defence, calls for it, she gets it, goes wide. Confirmation of those changes, John Davis on for Trinidad and Tobago in the centre role. And that's testament to her fitness. She's 40 years old and 8 months. And she's been put, because she's still so fit and good, in the centre position. You can go everywhere, as we know, apart from the 2Ds.
Indeed.
I've done it at your testimonial here in the UK, and I'll never do it again.
You did indeed, and you can appreciate how tough that position is. But Uganda have also made a change in that centre position and bringing Kaiser on. So both teams opting for some fresh legs to see this game.
So let the centre battle commence between John Davis and her 6th World Cup for Trinidad and Betty Kizza in the centre role for Uganda. Changes are making a difference, Pam. Uganda now lead by 2 goals with under 4 minutes remaining.
Lovely shot there from Sam Wallace. Again, just to keep them in this game. It's tight. Very rarely have we seen this scoreline stretch out more than 2. That's experience from Sam Wallace, knowing when she needs to make sure that she gets those goals in.
Well, she arrived here at this Netball World Cup, Sam Wallace, the 25-year-old with 42 caps for Trinidad and Tobago. She's creeping near the half-century. Oyella, normal service resumed. With that one blemish on her scorecard, but she's still shooting at 96%.
Von Davis there just getting a little bit too close. You've got to be 3 foot on the mark. That's a metre away from the person you've got your hands over on, and not go offside.
It's a warning to stay out of the circle.
A warning handed out. Remind us, Pamela, of the way it goes in terms of you get told first. How many times you get told before you're rejected?
So you get a warning, you get a caution, and then you go sent to the bench for a suspension. 2 minutes off. You're allowed to re-enter the game, and then if you get called again, you're off for the rest of the game.
But if it's deemed bad enough by the umpires, you can skip the first one.
Oh yeah, and then straight off, yes.
Hopefully that won't be relevant here, as we head towards 2.5 minutes remaining of the third quarter. That's pleased the Ugandan fans. Their coaching input behind the shooting post. The Peace Prascovia is clearly having an input. More changes. Let's have a look. The Velcro changing on the wing defence position. Kampunga will go off. A little high five from coach Kiwanuka.
There's obstruction on the
Again, we'll bring you all the confirmations. Changes thick and fast. But what normally doesn't change, and it hasn't, is that Peace Praskovia pops one in.
This is a lovely feed there from Meme from Uganda. She's come on and she's just brought a little bit of calmness. She slows down the pace, but her accuracy on the pass and the pinpoint nature of where she puts the ball, so key for Uganda.
Obstruction. Bunny's goal. Uganda.
Well, there were 4 down, and Wallace puts another one in, 28 from 30, to pull it back. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago had a 1-goal advantage at half-time. They are now 3 down with 90 seconds remaining. That's a nice high ball across court. Agio, Oyella, Praskovia goes down. Nice moving of the ball, give her time to get back up on her feet.
Indeed, great.
And a lovely tip in from Peace Praskovia. Let the scrap begin. Offside was called. Ruth Meme needs to hand the ball over the wing attack for Uganda. Yeah, it's going to end in a goal.
Trinidad Tobago.
So centre pass Trinidad and Tobago. 4 down, under a minute remaining.
Wasted ball there from John Davis. That was one they needed to settle. They're 4 down. Their centre pass. You want to make sure in times like this that you just work your way down the court. If it takes 20 passes, it takes 20 passes, but you make sure.
Well, this has taken a few. They've got the time, plenty of time here. Uganda left on the clock. As Pamela said, patience is the key. There were 7, 8, 9 passes in the defensive third. Only 15 seconds to go. Even with all the passing around, the goal was put in.
Bunny's breaking goal attack.
Final few seconds then before the last quarter here. The buzzer's going to go. And Uganda, who were 1 down at half-time, are now ahead against Trinidad and Tobago. The reintroduction of Peace Praskovia, the shifting in the personnel's made a difference. Uganda lead 46-41. So Uganda 46, Trinidad and Tobago 41. The fans are still in the house behind the Trinidad shooting end now for Uganda. Uganda really did up the pace in that third quarter, winning it 16-10 after being 1 goal down at half-time. The reintroduction of Peace Praskovia, just checking, yep, she's still on court with her shooting partner, Oyella. In fact, there she is, look, right on cue, out of the circle. Made a difference when reintroduced by coach Kiwanuka.
She did indeed, and just missing on that shot there, but what happens with the change in goal shooters, it just changes up what the defense can do. They don't know what's coming next. It makes them have to think about it, and it takes a couple of minutes just to get themselves back into the game. And in that time, Uganda did their thing, and they were able to end that third quarter 16-10 up.
So confirmation of all the changes. The arrow means they're on for Trinidad and Tobago. They let 3 of them stay on, yeah, out of the 7 that they took off at half-time. But that's understandable. You know, they're not going to progress to the semi-finals, either of these teams. But if we've mentioned every international clash, wherever it is in the world, if it's got an INF ranking on it, it makes a difference to the world ranking situation. Nicely kept in on the back line. Now they've got to utilise this. Trinidad and Tobago, 6 down.
They do, and they try and penetrate down this court quickly, but staying too close to that left-hand sideline, and the ball eventually ends up going off as Khalifa McCullin tries to come out.
Contact, goalkeeper. Just there, yep. Yes.
Good positioning, Sammy Wallace, and again her feet just getting tangled there. I just think she's not confident on that knee.
Got up just in time though, because the centre pass was made. She got up, but as soon as she got up, proper netball shooter style, stuck her hand in the air. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, give me the ball, I'm free. That's what she's ever a professional.
Contact, Trinidad and Tobago.
And as a lot of
centre.
these teams on court.
Do you want time for the injury? Time for injury?
Guerrero, the centre for Trinidad and
Contact
Tobago,
centre,
taking a tumble.
beside the centre.
Takes a deep breath. Gets rid of the winded feeling that she has. She's good. Still, oh, you see her bending over in the back of your shot.
Goal. Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, just back to being her own player.
Yeah, running into that one. She got her feet tangled as well, coming out, and then collision with her own teammate. Nice from Sammy Wallace, how she came forward. And you have to watch what she does off the ball. She does a little step to either back or away from the defender. They suck back and she just pops forward to get the ball. It's all the work you do off the ball that counts and makes it a lot more easier for your feeders giving you the ball, and also yourself when you want to take it. You haven't got a defender all over your back.
So Uganda still 4 ahead under 12 minutes remaining. 6 at the Commonwealth Games last year on the Gold Coast were Uganda. And they finished 8th in the World Cup 4 years ago in Sydney. And we knew it was going to be a close match because Trinidad and Tobago finished 9th at the last World Cup with that one win against Barbados. And the score reflected that, especially through the first, second, up until half-time, Pamela Cookie, until Uganda stretched out with a 16-10 third quarter to have them still now 4 ahead as a take is made and another one's popped in for the Caribbean outfit.
Again, great there from Sam Wallace. That elevation, the timing, she didn't come off that hole too early. She waited for the ball to be above her, then she moved backwards, which makes it really difficult for a defender.
So Ayala goes off. 26 from 29 for her today at 90%. So a change made in the Uganda side.
Yep.
Nanyonga comes on to take up that goal attack.
Uganda!
They're fighting, Trinidad and Tobago. They're back to 2 down here with 10.5 minutes coming up on the clock. Lovely take, lands just in front of our commentary position here. It's the speed, it's the accuracy of world-class netball, which is absolutely outstanding. Meme then goes across court. As I say, it's outstanding. There's a mistake made by Uganda that Trinidad and Tobago pick up.
Yeah, they don't make many mistakes, but that one, you want to start going forward. Don't start playing those lateral passes to give the defense opportunity to intercept, or in that case, complete bad pass. Attack the post, attack those direct angles.
Always moving forward. Whichever end you're shooting. Even I know that. Nice pass across to the wing defence then for Uganda. Double foot landing, another double foot landing. Uganda trying to make this one count. They've been pulled back by Trinidad and Tobago now. With under 10 minutes remaining. 2 fall down like Skittles.
Yeah, getting physical in that circle. Nanyonga really driving hard around the edge of the circle.
That's it. Obstruction, goal
But
defense.
McCarthy just putting on a lot of pressure.
Trinidad Tobago.
As we see her here, it's her space and McCarthy just getting tangled, trying to come round, but she didn't have that right of way.
Barge contact with defense.
They've got back within 2. It's now stretched to 3 and it's back to 2. 9.5 minutes remaining.
Uganda.
Looking at the points and the goals that both these teams have put up in matches. With that win against Scotland yesterday, Uganda netted 52. When they lost against England on the first day on Friday, they netted just 32, so more in the bank today. And when they won against Samoa, they put 69 on the board, Uganda. It's not going to be one of those high-scoring matches due to the nature and the closeness of both the teams.
No, it's not going to be high, but both teams have been averaging around that 50 goals in their games. Trinidad and Tobago 52, Uganda 51. So they are tight in that. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. Defensive pressure has been on, though it's very accurate. That's what's meant. We haven't seen the scoreboard tick over as we have in some of the other games.
And as you always say, it doesn't matter.
No,
as long as you win.
Exactly. Yeah, you win by 1 goal, you win by 10 goals, it's still a win.
Many a major championship has been won by one goal.
Yes, as we have seen. As we have seen.
Right, Uganda, centre pass. A bounce pass on the centre pass. Mixing it up a little bit, Meme. Oh, there we go, another one. Piscoscovia again out the circle in that goal shooting position. And again, making the move along the back line.
Come around, both players come around. That's it. Goalkeeper contact, your arm first.
Good hold there from Piscoscovia to draw that contact.
One step back.
Green would have had to go through her, which she did, to get the ball, and that's why the contact call came.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Guys, contact, we defense.
48-51. Trinidad and Tobago relying so far, and probably will now throughout this potentially whole match, on Wallace and McCollin in terms of their shooting.
Look at this track back up with two hands. But she was called for footwork.
Whole time, remove it. Yeah, contact center, remove it, Ben. Hold up, wait for my whistle. No, wait for my whistle, remove. Inside, yeah.
False start.
Outside,
And you have to be careful,
outside.
because if you
Yeah,
don't
where
set
you
the
are,
penalty,
wait for
the
my
umpire
whistle.
can reverse it and give it to the other team.
There's another one back. John Davis now off, Swift off, lots of changes throughout from both of the sides.
Obstruction, we attack.
49-51. So a reminder, Trinidad and Tobago won yesterday against Fiji.
Obstruction, goal attack.
Just like they had 4 years ago at the World Cup. That one win has been matched. They would like another one. Uganda, one against Scotland and one against Samoa.
Tobago.
Nice play there from Sam Wallace, looking to pass to Khalifa McCullin as she drove to the post, pulling to defence, and she could give herself the give and go with her centre court player.
Gosh, Brad, wing attack.
Contact, goal defence.
McCullin there, a big roar,
Where you are.
knowing she got that contact, and Trinidad and Tobago getting the ball. She's been working hard in this game.
And there's still plenty of time for one of these teams to take the bragging rights here in this Group G match, the final match of day 4 on court number 1 here. Oh, there you go. Oh, Rachel Dunn, Mr. Dunn like that. Give him a round of applause behind the post. A little basketball style layoff.
Indeed, and her knee is not hurting her at all anymore. The strapping is gone, and that showed her agility there with that layup. I loved it.
94-91, the shot percentage of both teams. Trinidad and Tobago now just one behind.
Short pass there. What Guerrero needed to do was just take a little step back to increase that distance, between her and Khalifa McCullin. Otherwise, you get a short pass, and they needed that one.
They've never met at a Netball World Cup, these two sides. One of them is going to come out victorious on their maiden adventure. And we're not quite sure, as we haven't been since the first centre pass, which way it's going to go. What's that on court, Pamela? Oh, there we go, yeah, he's noticed it. Of course he has. The eagle eyes of Joshua Bowring, the Australian umpire.
Yeah, the bib of Shaquanda Green just falling off. You don't want a player to slip on that.
Uganda.
There she is, probably the 4th or 5th assistant coach for Uganda in the stands.
Yes, giving direction and support though, must say.
I love it. Hey, sports fans, netball fans around the world, we all do it, right?
Sat on our couch saying, why haven't you gone there? You should be driving to the post. Shoot.
Everybody's the best coach in the world.
come up, goal defence.
Because it matters to the fans, it matters to the nation.
Goalkeeper
And this
contact.
match and this victory is going to matter to either
That's it,
Trinidad
shooter.
and Tobago or
Obstruction,
Uganda.
goal defence.
And another one goes in, stretched out slightly. Under 4 minutes remaining, 51-54 Uganda. So looking ahead in terms of where both these teams go, they've both got a day off tomorrow, and on Wednesday Trinidad and Tobago play England at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK, and Uganda plays South Africa at 7 o'clock. So a nice rest and a day off for both before they're back in action.
Yeah, we just saw on there the quarter scores and how tight this game has been and how it's switched back and forth. Uganda have been leading, Trinidad and Tobago then taking the lead. Now it's back again to Uganda, and currently 11 goals to 8 in Trinidad and Tobago's favour for this quarter.
It's on the court, contact wing attack. Barney's obstruction, goal attack. Wing attack, contact.
Contact call, there's a Ugandan bench. Twitching with a 2-goal lead.
Contact, wing defence. Contact, goalkeeper, you're out.
Just working the ball nicely to the edge of the circle before they put the ball into Piscoscovia, just to make sure of it.
The arm of Shaquanda Green, the goalkeeper for Trinidad and Tobago, has been pulled up now on numerous occasions by the umpire Joshua Bowring.
Sat on 17 penalties.
It's been a consistent theme in terms of the defence at the moment in the goalkeeper position for Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, Piscoscovia as a goal shooter. That's who you're marking. There's Wesley Pepe Gomes, who's looking for his team to fight back with 2 minutes remaining. They're 2 goals down.
Goal attack, goal third. Offside.
They need something special here. They need one of those defence to come out on ball. Can't just allow Uganda to play this ball out around, which they do so well. They are confident with ball in hand.
Contact, Trinidad and Tobago
This
centre.
contact needs to stop. They need to come off the body and attack the ball on the release.
At the moment, it's working in the favour of Uganda. They're just playing it around. It doesn't matter whether it's stop-starts. It's in their position, in their possession, excuse me, with just over a minute remaining, and they have a 2-goal lead, which potentially could be increased to 3, and it is 53-56. Victory's in sight.
Oh, for sure, yeah. with that scoreline and only 1 minute on the scoreboard, definitely in Uganda's hands this game.
Uganda will have the centre pass. 45 seconds remaining. 2 goals of the advantage. They'll just keep it.
Goal attack.
The goal attack will stand by Khalifa McCollin as Uganda start to wind the clock down with a 2-goal lead. Looking for space. Cross court, 25 seconds to go.
Contact, wing attack.
So they've never met before in the Vitality Netball World Cup, or any World Cup since its conception back from when it started. And Piscoscovia, with seconds left on the clock, pops another one in for a Uganda win here. The fans have enjoyed it. They've started to go wild, and understandably so. A good win for Uganda over Trinidad and Tobago. Goal for goal, but the African side take the win. So the familiar huddle, Pamela Cookie, of both the teams. The respect is huge in the netball community. And it was a good battle, wasn't it? One that we expected with the history that they have in other competitions and the world rankings and the different styles, but it was Uganda that won it out.
Yeah, indeed, and as you said, we expected it to be tight, and it was tight. Uganda were the ones, though, that were more clinical. They made the right changes at the right time, taking Piscoscovia off when she was being pinned down by Daystar Swift, but then bringing her on again just to finish off the game. And I think it was also key bringing Nanyonga on at goal attack. She brought some composure. Oyela had been phenomenal in goal attack, whizzing round, scoring the goals, but at that time they just needed to settle and hold onto the ball, and that is what Nanyonga did.
So high fives and hugs all round between the two teams, and in particular between the teammates of Uganda. As I mentioned, both sides have a day off tomorrow. Uganda will play South Africa here at 7 o'clock. That's their next match, UK time, here in this Netball World Cup. And Trinidad and Tobago will rest up before they play the unbeaten England Roses at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just before that match. Nice shot. All the players appreciating the support, as you mentioned, Pamela, that all the nations are giving the players. So, Gail Davis, courtside, with player of the match.
Thanks very much, Catherine. I'm here with Peace Proscovia, and Peace, you have got the biggest smile over your face. It was so tight, wasn't it? What got you over the line in the end?
Well, I can't deny that Trinidad gave us a highly contested game, and we just had to stay heads up, and their errors were low, which meant that we needed to be very critical and innovative. And overall, I'm glad that we won the game.
How proud are you of your side for what they did? Because you really were put through it out there.
Well, I'm so proud of Team Uganda. Those girls worked their ass out. They went in so strong, and I have confidence in them.
And now you've got a day to rest up. Will you be putting your feet up?
It's a long-awaited moment of rest, and I can't believe we have tomorrow off, so it's just a joy to have a day off.
And then, of course, it's South Africa on Wednesday, and everybody's talking about this group being a foregone conclusion, but you could play your part, couldn't you? You could still finish second.
Well, as I said earlier on, we will come in to do what we can that's within our control. I can't deny that South Africa has always defeated us. The last time we defeated South Africa was in 2009, I can remember, and we've never defeated them again. This time round, we just have to go in stronger. All of us have the ability and we have the power within us to change our story, and we can do that.
Oh, many congratulations, Peace. Go and enjoy the next few hours. Put your feet up, have a little rest, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks very much. Wow, Peace came out with a huge smile on her face. She said how very, very proud she was of her side. What did you make of that performance, Vincent?
Yeah, it has not been easy, but we just thank the Lord because we have really made it. Yeah, it was a tough game. They played so well. Trinidad and Tobago played so well. It was tight, but we came on and we managed to do it.
How much was that about the spirit in your side and about your captain leading your team when it was very, very tight?
Yeah, she has the principles of a leader and qualities of a leader. So when we went to the changing room, we had to say we need this, and we kept on changing. You see, we even brought her out to relax, study the game. Then she came on, and it has worked.
Next up, it's South Africa. You ready to take them on and shake this whole group up?
Yeah, we're already in the tournament. Whoever comes, you're going to battle those people. But I would love to dedicate this game to Mr. Bwambale in Uganda. Yeah, we dedicate this game to him because he's a great hero to the She Cranes.
Thanks very much. Good luck. Enjoy your day off tomorrow, and we'll see you later on the week. Thank you. Wesley, is that particularly tough to take? You were in it for almost the entire game, weren't you?
Yeah, we went in the game until the third quarter. We had one bad quarter where they outscored us 16-10, and that cost us the game.
And if you could play that one quarter again, what would you do differently this time?
I would have probably made the changes I made in the last quarter. I made them in the third quarter.
So where now you've got a day off, a chance to pick yourself up, and then, of course, it's England. But your team must be really looking forward to the prospect of taking on the home nation here in front of a really big crowd, big noisy crowd.
Yeah, one of our goals was our rankings. So the more teams we play ranked higher than us is better for us.
Unlucky today. Enjoy your day off, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you.